Right, okay guys, welcome to Friday Waffle. It's Saturday afternoon. Apologies about not getting this out last night. I was at where was it? I was at a pub quiz last night. Absolutely awful. The questions were just ridiculous. I mean, the first couple of rounds, everybody was getting full marks. And then with the last 6 rounds, they were kind of bordering on impossible. And they had a couple of kind of logical rounds. It was just, and they didn't. People were arguing about the answers and that, so it was a bit of a mess all round. I don't know where we came. I think there was about maybe 15 teams. I think we came about middle of the table. So they didn't even tell us where we finished. All they did was they told you who was last and who actually won the thing. So yeah, it's an absolutely disgusting day. I mean, I don't know what the time is. It's 3 o'clock and it's not really lightened up at all today at all. It's just horrible outside. I really do think that I suffer from that. Is it sad disease, seasonal adjustment disorder? I just get fed up of this weather. You know, it's dark. You don't want to go out. I mean, I'm very much an outdoor person, but I've just kind of completely lost my mojo for going outside at the moment, but it's just because the weather's crap. So anyway, I'm going to stop moaning. Well, I'm not going to stop moaning. I'm going to moan about something completely different. And let me just have a look. There was something, as you know, I've really not been doing a lot of YouTube stuff. I've just got other things that I need to kind of crack on with. Once I'm in a kind of not a better place, once I've got a bit more free time, I will be getting more videos out. I do really feel like I've neglected my channel the last probably couple of months. I don't know what you guys think. I know you don't. I know you're always really nice about everything, but I do feel like I've not been putting a lot of effort into the channel just now. But as we all know, real life must always take precedence over anything. It's just a hobby. And that brings me rather nicely on to COPA. Now this has basically hit the internet like a tidal wave, especially YouTube. Now apparently, I don't know exactly what COPA stands for. Google were apparently fined something like $110 million recently. And it's down to basically YouTube is farming private information from children to then, put adverts out. And yeah, this must obviously be illegal because, like I said, they've been hit with this massive fine. Basically, any videos that they feel that children may watch, Google have been using the sort of analytics, presumably location and that kind of stuff, and like I say, is using that to kind of provide adverts, to put adverts on these sort of videos. Now you're probably wondering, how is that going to affect me? Now I'll be honest, I didn't until Kevin down the rabbit hole has actually mentioned it in a question, which I'll come to shortly when I start going through the questions. But until Kevin had mentioned it, I didn't even know what it was. And like I say, it's where Google have been using information on children watching videos and then, presumably selling that to adverts or to companies who will then put adverts. Now apparently this is illegal, so I believe, I'm not 100% sure. But how's that going to affect me? Basically what can now happen is any YouTube creator that puts out adverts, it puts out content that is potentially going to attract children to watch it, then it could have implications. I don't know if they're going to fine people or whatever, I'm not quite sure. I do know in the last couple of months I've had a pop-up on videos. When I'm putting out videos, you get a wee pop-up talking about this, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't pay any attention to it. I never really looked at it at all. But apparently what's going to happen, it's going to basically means that you can't really, or you don't want to make any videos that are going to appeal to children. Now the bizarre thing about this is YouTube's biggest audience, I would imagine, is probably, I don't know, 10 to 30-year-olds. I mean, my daughter lives and breathes YouTube. That's what she does. She doesn't watch TV at all. Yeah, she doesn't watch TV at all. All her sort of viewing is on YouTube. So considering the numbers that YouTube's audience, is that a massive chunk of their audience is going to fall into that age group. I don't quite know what implications that's going to have, but having watched a few videos, including Lone Boy's post 1975, he's been taking down lots of videos that he would say could appeal to children, stuff about Star Wars, toys, etc, etc. Now, is that going to affect me? I don't think it is going to affect me very much, because looking at my analytics, as a YouTube creator, you've got access to analytics. You can see who's watching videos, what age group they are, whether they're male, female, what country they come from, etc, etc. Now, my audience are pretty old. They're about the same age as me, maybe a wee bit younger, maybe a wee bit older in Ian Hunter's case. Sorry, Ian, had to get that one in there. Yeah, so the people that watch my channel, I believe, are mature. They're not children. I don't think that really any of my videos are going to be watched by kids, unless of course kids themselves are into old video games. They might watch the occasional video, but I don't really feature mainstream games. I don't feature really Nintendo games. I don't feature Call of Duty. I play 30-year-old Commodore 64 or Spectrum games. I don't think that kids really watch my channel. They're going to look at me and go, there's an old guy, why are we going to want to watch his channel? They're not. That's the bottom line. They're not going to watch my channel. I mean, the Friday Waffle is a bizarre one. Unless you actually know me, you're never going to watch the Friday Waffle, because there's nothing really appealing about it. I think the only thing that I would imagine appeals to people about the Friday Waffle is because you know me. You know me as far as the person I am on YouTube. Because I'm very lucky. I have got a core audience that I look upon as you're my mates. Yeah, we don't see each other in sort of real life day to day, but we communicate through the medium of YouTube. We talk in live streams. We talk in comments. I know I don't comment, which is something that does annoy me, but considering I don't have time to make YouTube videos, I don't think you want to spend lots of time answering comments. So yeah, I think my target audience is going to be, older people. Yeah, Friday Waffle, you're not going to be searching through videos on YouTube and finding the Friday Waffle thinking, I'm going to watch this, because it means nothing. I don't even put a description up anymore. I used to put something like another 7 days of waffle. Then I thought to myself, what is that telling anybody? It doesn't tell you anybody. What I should really, or it doesn't tell you anything. What I really should do, and I will probably try and get back to that, is when I start putting a bit more effort into waffles and actually talking about stuff that I want to talk about, then I'll put it in the description down below. But right now, the majority of the Friday Waffle is just me answering questions that you guys ask. Theoretically, I could put it down below. Should I start doing that? I'm not going to do it for this one, but I might start doing that, just putting down, listing the questions that you've asked me, so that if somebody was to, stumble across the Friday Waffle and they want to look at the description, they would see, the guy's talking about the Commodore 64, or he's talking about what was his favourite console. Right now, anybody who looks at the Friday Waffle will not have a clue what it is. They'll see this guy with a beard talking. You know, yeah, you'll see some video games behind me, and that might give you a slight idea. Oh, this guy's talking about video games. I don't know, but as far as this COPA thing, I don't think it's going to affect me. I hope not. The thing is, I've been watching a couple of videos, and some people are genuinely shitting bricks about it. You know, I don't know if you can get fined or whatever. I mean, it's a grey area. Google are really not making it clear as to what we need to do as content creators. They're not making it clear what we need to do or what we don't need to not do, whatever. It's about as clear as mud. You know, that's the bottom line. Thing is, if it ever got to a stage where I was potentially at risk personally because of what I talk about, then I would have no qualms in shutting down my YouTube channel, because I mean, I'll give you a laugh. I was checking today. I checked tonight. I checked tonight to see about what do you call it? I checked tonight to see how much money I have made. Now, I applied for monetization. It was February 2018, and it took about 3 months to get reviewed. So my channel started monetizing in June last year. So I've now been monetized for a year and July, August, September, October, November. A year in 15 months. So I've been monetized for 17 months. And right now I have made £125. That is what I have made in 17 months of YouTube. I don't even know how to get the money out. But that's the reality. I don't mind. A lot of people don't like talking about monetization or what they make. I don't have Patreon. The only money I make is through monetization on my adverts on my channel. And right now I have made £125, and that is for almost a year and a half of YouTube. So this is not an income in any shape or form. If I close down my YouTube channel tomorrow, it wouldn't affect me in any way when it comes to income or making money, because I get nothing from it. I get absolutely nothing as far as money goes, you know. So I actually wish I hadn't monetized the channel. I may actually look to see how to demonetize it, because I'm getting nothing from it, and it could end up turning around that I actually end up getting penalised because I've got a monetized channel, even though I don't physically get anything from it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but like I says, if this COPA thing kicks off and, you know, people start getting into trouble for making videos, whatever, if I was at risk in any shape or form, then I would just knock it in the head. Meant to say, I put out a video for Xenocrisis on the Mega Drive. Now, excuse me, I bought the ROM, and the video I made, I was playing it on the PC under emulation, and you know, it's good. But I gave it a proper caning on, I put the ROM onto my Everdrive cartridge and played it on my proper Mega Drive. And I've got to say, it is absolutely fantastic. It really, really, really is. Don't know what it's like on other machines, but you know what, there's something really, really nice about playing a game like that on, you know, an original 16-bit machine, because that game is written to have sort of 2D graphics. I've got no idea what the Switch version's like. Is it got better graphics or something? But the sprites on the Mega Drive one are just awesome. So I might do a kind of long play video of it. But if you've got a Mega Drive or even just an emulator, I would sincerely recommend you go and buy the game. It's absolutely fantastic. It's 15 quid. Like I said, you can get it on the Switch. You can buy it. I think it's on the PlayStation 4. Certainly advertised as being on that. It's also in the Neo Geo, which I was really surprised. You can buy it on cartridge for the Neo Geo. I don't know how much that would cost, but that would be pretty damned epic. And you can also get it in Steam as well, apparently. So yeah, if you're a fan of, I'm going to kind of describe it as Smash TV meets Alien Syndrome. It's same game mechanics as Smash TV. Basically, clear the screen and then you exit the level. But the baddies are kind of Alien Syndrome. It's all aliens and disgusting, big, horrible creatures and whatnot. But it's an utterly, utterly brilliant game. Do yourself a favour, go and buy Xenocrisis. Mega Drive Mini. Yep, I do apologise for giving you duff information. The Mega Drive Mini does indeed have scan lines. When I did my little overview video of it a couple of weeks ago, I think I took a point off it because it didn't have scan lines, and it does. I was just being stupid. I didn't actually look at the settings properly. There's a wee option you go in and you can switch scan lines on, and yeah, it's not for everybody. Scan lines isn't for everybody, but I like it. I think, in fact, I know there's a question in this week's Waffle talking about scan lines, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a wee look and just crack on with the questions. So, Stephen Thomber, good waffle. I find myself enjoying these more and more. Thanks very much, Stephen. Like I said, the waffle's a strange beast. It's not a video that is going to be appeal to anybody other than somebody that actually knows me. Somebody that's watched my channel for a long time. They get to know me, the type of person I am, then you might find the waffle enjoyable. But anybody that doesn't know me or follow the channel, they're going to watch it and they're just going to think, what the hell, this is the most dull video. It doesn't tell you anything. I mean, I notice I now get a regular down thumbs. I can only assume that it's somebody that's stumbled on it, clicked on it and thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? This is crap. And, excuse me, and they give it a thumbs down. So, yeah, I'm really, really glad to hear that you're enjoying the waffle, Stephen. That's grand. Question for you, have you ever bought a game you really hated at first and was tempted to throw it away, but weeks, months later you came back and really enjoyed it? I did that with the Whizball. It was hate at first sight, but over time I came to love it. That probably has been. Whizball is probably one of them, actually. I never really got it, and then I started playing more of it. Probably, I mean, a couple of arcade games, Berserk. I'd played Berserk on the very off chance and thought it was crap. And then it's only when I actually made a conscious effort to actually play it, I realised what a great game it was. Defender. Again, yeah, Defender's probably one of these ones. I don't play it all that often, but I would completely avoid it because it is impossible. Defender is one of the most brutal games. Probably the hardest arcade game you're ever likely to play. But when I actually made a point of playing it, I realised that I actually quite like it. Just trying to think of any game that I've bought. Can't think offhand. I'm a bit rubbish with stuff like that. But yeah, I am. I've got the patience of a gnat. I really do. I play a game once, and if it doesn't instantly gel, then I'll just kind of think, I don't want to play that. I'll tell you the perfect game, and it's not a game that no, I do have it. I do kind of have different versions on the home machines, but the one game that I hated, I wouldn't say I hated it, because to hate a game would suggest you've played it and disliked it. That wasn't the case. It was a game that I'd tried and I just thought, that's crap, don't like it, and it's Tempest. But over the years, in fact, the game that changed my opinion of Tempest would be TXK by Lamasoft on the PS Vita. that's a beautiful game. It's the best game on that system. It looks like vector graphics. It looks like colour vector graphics. It's an absolute astonishing game. So that really kick-started my love of Tempest, and I enjoy playing it. I do play the arcade one whenever I can. I'm not very good at it. I took along my Atari Jaguar to the computer club on Tuesday, and I was playing it quite a bit. I might actually fire it up later on tonight and give it a go. It's up there, Tempest, yeah. But yeah, Tempest is a game that I hated with a passion, and then when I actually started playing it, I realised, wow, this is actually a really good game. But can't think of any sort of home games. There will absolutely be games that I've played and thought, don't like that, and then I've gone back to it later on and thought, actually this is quite good. Can't think of any offhand though, Stephen, but listen buddy, thanks for your question. Vinny the Macum, Alan, I hope I'm not too late for the waffle tomorrow. Yep, you're absolutely fine, Vinny. Like I says, I tend not to. I think the last probably half a dozen Friday waffles haven't gone out on a Friday. I think last week's one went out on a Friday, but I think they generally spill over. A few people have said to me, why don't you call it the weekend waffle? Well, that's not happening because the Friday waffle is the name of this feature, so regardless of what day it goes out, it is always going to be the Friday waffle, and that's why I'm not going to change it. I will always try and make it on a Friday because generally I'm in on a Friday, so it suits me. You know, that's when I make it. It's just occasionally I might have a night out, whatever. I do get out from time to time. They do let me out. So no, you're plenty of time, Vinny. I've got an issue about scan lines. I had a Spectrum, got it for my 10th birthday in 1983. My cousin some point a bit later also got a Spectrum, and a bit later he got a C64. Neither of us remember scan lines. We remember the screen as a smooth image and certainly not like the screen looks if you choose the scanline options on an emulator. Frankly, I think that option looks shite and really doesn't correlate with my memories. Am I totally wrong, or is this scanline thing just an invented option that never really existed in the first place? All the best, Chief. You know what, Vinny? I'm kind of with you in that. I mean, I think scanlines is a thing that CRT screens had because it had to fill the screen, it puts a blank line in. I think that's the sort of technical term. It had to so that was CRT screens had that. So technically TV screens that you used your Spectrum and your Commodore 64 on, they had they had scan lines in them. It probably wasn't very noticeable. I mean, I didn't, until emulators came along, I didn't know what scan lines were. I didn't know it was a thing, because when you think about it, scan lines technically give an inferior display to not having scan lines. I think the whole scan lines debacle started with things like MAME, because big arcade monitors, the scan lines were more noticeable. If you go to an arcade or go to arcade club or whatever, and you don't load up, ouch, and you play a game on a proper CRT monitor, you'll see the little lines, you'll see the scan lines, they are visible. So I think that's where the whole scan lines thing, that's why emulators include them, because it's to try and give the authentic experience. But really, when you look at it, scan lines actually give an inferior picture. So if you'd never actually been used to scan lines, I couldn't imagine my daughter wanting scan lines on something. If she bought a game for her Switch or whatever, I don't think she would want scan lines, because she would think that makes the picture look rubbish. It's just all about recreating the original experience, and I think that's where the whole scan lines thing came off. But I'm totally with you, Vinny. I don't remember scan lines really being a thing on a TV. I mean, I've got a CRT TV which I took along to the club on Tuesday, and I had the Jaguar put on, And the picture's glorious, and technically it has got scan lines, but you don't really notice them on small TVs. At least I don't notice them. I think it's really more to do with big arcade monitors, but I'm absolutely, totally with you, Vinny. Ian Hunter, good day, sir. A question for the waffle. I've just had my arse handed to me playing Raiden on the Atari Jaguar. I was actually playing that very game on Tuesday again at the club, and it got me thinking about old electronic stuff. How many of your retro consoles and computers are still working today as good as they were the day you bought them? I've had very few deaths apart from my Amiga CD32, which took my eyebrows with it. Did it go on fire or something? And how did you take your eyebrows off? That would be a classic Sun headline, the Sun newspaper. Yeah, a man loses eyebrows with an Atari Jaguar, with an Amiga CD32. Class. Let me know, how did you lose your eyebrows, Ian? I'm intrigued. I've got not a confession. Other than my Xbox, every other console that I've got now is not the original one that I bought. So most of these consoles that I've got now, I've only had them for maybe 10 years tops. Some of them maybe 2-3 years. But, you know, I suppose as far as how many of them still work, I don't want to speak too soon, but the only device, there's only been 2 devices I think that have stopped working, that I've bought. I mean, I went through multiple Xbox 360s, really did. I lost count. I think I must have had about 5 Xbox 360s, which I got the red ring of death, and I hardly played it. You know, it was absolute nonsense. So that's probably that's the console that's failed the most. I also bought a second-hand PS3, and it lasted a matter of months, and it failed. I mean, I paid 270 quid for it. I bought it off a mate, and I was gutted. And it stopped working after a couple of months, but what can you do? It was second-hand. So yeah, really, that generation, the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I went through so many of them. But as far as the real vintage stuff, my PC Engine stopped working only because the Neo Geo sent a current up the SCART cable and basically fried it. So that was annoying. That's not really the PC Engine's fault. Have I had a Commodore 64 fail on me? I might have. I can't remember exactly. Anything else? Nah, I mean, again, the original PlayStation, I remember failed on me because the laser, that was always the laser in the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, was just crap. And you ended up, after 6 months, you had to turn, basically the laser wouldn't lift up enough, so you had to turn the machine upside down to play games, which was a bit naff. So apart from that, no, I mean, I've got my Vectrex up there, which, you know, I've had for about 10 years. It's obviously an original Vectrex, still going really well. I hope this isn't going to be it's not going to curse with me talking about this, that all my machines work fine. Hopefully not. But no, I can't say, even my handhelds, in fact, I'll tell a lie, the one handheld that I bought and it stopped working, and I was quite angry about it because I bought it brand new and it stopped working within a year, and it was a GPD-XD. Lovely little machine, but like I says, it stopped working after a year. And when you buy anything from Japan, you can virtually kiss any customer service goodbye. I contacted them, I contacted them on Twitter, contacted them on their webpage, I sent them an email, and I contacted them on Facebook, and they weren't interested. So that was a bit of a kicker. But yeah, as far as machines failing, it's been current stuff, as far as Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and, you know, the GPD-XD, which is a modern console. Apart from that, I can't see I've had any fails. I know my original Commodore 64 way back in the day did stop working, and I got it swapped over. But apart from that, Ian, I have been pretty damn lucky. So here's hoping that it continues. Panther UK quality waffling dude. I can mark myself as a survivor of the Great Waffle Takedown of 2019, as I saw the original. I didn't think there was an issue with it, but as you say, it's exactly listening to a mate talking, so I never thought about it. Moving on, here's a question subject for next time. As you may remember, I picked up a GPD-XD, funnily enough, on the strength of the good things you had to say about it, and I'm not disappointed at all. Brilliant device. I've been playing the PlayStation games Philosoma, never heard of that one a lot. Cracking shoot 'em up that has aged very well, and you should look at it if you haven't. I'll need you look. I've never even heard of that one, Chris, to be honest with you. Do you still use yours much? And what seems to be the system of choice mostly from you? Funny, I'm just talking about a very console. I don't like all my machines, Chris. I don't play them all that often. The last time I played it was maybe a couple of months ago. What I would do is I would have it sitting on my bedside cabinet, and just before I went to my bed, I'd maybe have a game of Scramble or a game of Berserk, whatever. I do like it for like Game Boy games, because the Game Boy was obviously a handheld device, and I just think that the GPD-XD gives a fantastic experience. It gives a bigger screen, it's nice and bright, it's colour, you don't get any motion blur and whatever, so you can play these old classic handhelds on this and you'll look a lot better. But yeah, I do play from time to time. It is a fantastic machine, but the biggest problem for me is the reliability factor. I know my mate George, he had one as well, and his simply wouldn't charge up, and that's what happened to mine. Played it one day, working fine, went to play it the next day, wouldn't switch on, wouldn't charge. So you pay for what you get. It's Chinese, it wasn't particularly cheap, which was quite annoying. But yeah, the GPD-XD, I think it's probably still about the best all-round handheld machine for emulation, which is quite surprising, because it's been out for about 2-3 years. I would have thought that somebody would have come along and put out something that was maybe a bit more powerful. There are all these little cheapo consoles, but yeah, the GPD-XD is a lovely machine. I would probably say the Nvidia Shield clamshell is the better machine, just because it is more reliable. It's like a brick, it's solid. But anyway, Chris, thanks for your question, buddy. Colin Jones, awesome waffle as usual, Alan. No problem with last week's waffle, and I'm glad you tagged the abridged version onto the end of this one. Waffle question, not retro based. Do you plan on putting out any more cycling videos in the near future? I know winter is May, but I'll get warm again soon enough. I think I will, Colin. Yeah, I am starting to enjoy my cycling more. I'll be honest, I bought 2 good bikes, and I moved into this house a year ago in August, and they've basically sat under my stairs for a year and not been used. But I did go out, maybe about a month ago with that guy, one of my mates, and I took a video, and then I went out last weekend. I went out last Sunday for a cycle, and yeah, definitely will, Colin. You can't beat. I don't think anyone else really watches videos with people cycling, but I always enjoy watching them anyway. So yeah, good stuff. Wee Bob, thanks for trying to answer my question, Alan. I will probably get a Mega Drive Mini at some point anyway and try it out. Oh, sorry, I never did try it out. Yeah, that you were asking me about the controller. Now, I am sure I read on a video, was it Ashens possibly? He did an overview of the Mega Drive Mini. I am 99% sure that he says that the Mega Drive Mini controllers work with a PC. Go and check it out, Bob. I'm sure it does. You know what? You could probably Google it and it'll tell you, but I'm sure Ashens said that it does. I will try it. I'm probably going to do a video on this, but question for next week's waffle. What characters in games do you not like to play as? For example, one of my choices will be the skater kid in Streets of Rage. He just seems out of place in the game. How is he ever going to kick a big muscly gal or dude, they would just hold out their arms on his head while he tried to punch or kick them without being able to reach. I'll be honest, I'm not, and this is an age thing, I can't really be bothered. In fact, they kind of annoy me. The whole 90s sort of skater dudes, snowboarding, guys with baseball caps, guys with flary trousers on snowboards, that whole thing annoys me. It's because I'm a lot older. I'm 52 years old, for God's sake, you know what I mean? So I always annoyed. I never liked playing games if I was playing as some young hip hop dude. Not into that at all. These characters annoy me, and that's why I've never really played. What's that game on the Dreamcast where you're on roller skates and you've got to basically remove graffiti, or have you got to apply graffiti? Something. Jet Set Radio? Is it Jet Set Radio it's called? I think it is. Yeah, that's why I never played any of the snowboarding games. I didn't play Tony Hawk's skateboarding because it was a thing that kids did. As far as I was concerned, they were doing kids things, and I don't like that. So I can't think of any other characters. There's always some characters that you play and you think, that annoys me. I don't like playing as that character. Can't think of any offhand. I'm not a big fan of Mario. Controversial, I know. I'm not a big fan of playing as Mario. I don't really like the character itself, though I do enjoy the games. I just don't like the actual sprite itself. Yeah, can't think of anything else, but yeah, generally any character that's meant to be some hip hop rapper, you know, with attitude, I'm not interested. But thanks anyway, Bob. Scott Breon, Broderbund published Karateka originally in the US, Canada. Ariola Soft then brought the game over to Europe. Question for the next waffle. What was the worst joystick you used on the Commodore 64 back in the day? Either one you owned or one you used on somebody else's C64. I would probably say I showed you the joystick I used last week, the Wickle Boss. That was a great joystick. I always thought the Kempston joysticks were crap. I just thought they were cheap, they were plasticky, and they broke really easily. So I wasn't a fan of any of these joysticks at all. Now you did ask a question last week, Scott, and I think it was, what game was better on the 8-bit than on the 16-bit? I can think of one game with the 8-bit version, well at least the C64 version, was better than the Amiga or ST version. Whizball, yeah, definitely. Whizball was written for the Commodore 64, and the 16-bit versions just lost something. They just didn't have the same playability. I don't know what it was. It was the same with Sensible Soccer. Sensible Soccer was written for the Amiga, and every other version I don't think it was the original guys that programmed it. I think, is it Great Gianna Sisters in the C64? That's always the version people talk about you need to play, and not the 16-bit versions. But anyway, listen, Scott, thanks for your question, mate. Ye oldie gamer Steve, hi mate, hope the job is going well. Question for you, for the rest of your life, you can only play 8-bit or 16-bit games. What do you pick? Woo! That's a tough one. As much as I love my Commodore 64 and I love my Spectrum, an awful lot of games on the 8-bit machines I wouldn't play for any more than a couple of minutes. That is the stark reality. There's very few 8-bit games that I would actually sit and play for fun. You know, that is the reality. You know, they're quite shallow games, and a lot of them that I liked back in the day, I play them now and I think, yeah, they were good, but I wouldn't really want to play it. So it would 100% be 16-bit. Whether it was probably the Commodore or Amiga, because there were so many good games in the Amiga. I don't really feature many games in the Amiga, but although my heart will always be with the C64, if I had to pick one system to keep, it would have to be the Commodore Amiga, without a doubt. So anyway, thanks Steve. Batman, I'm so glad that you posted the vast bulk of the waffle because time permitting, I either watch it in one sitting or a couple. The last waffle fell into that category, and after having watched the first bit, I came back to the second bit and it was gone. For a bit I thought I'd entered the dates wrong in the search bar and put it down to me being stupid. I fully understand your reasons, but like others on here, I was just watching the video and thinking it was your usual mately presentational style and didn't think anything of it. Truth be told, I still don't. I personally saw nothing wrong with what you said. It was just a guy voicing perfectly normal concerns about starting a new job, concerns of which I fully identify as I've experienced feelings like that more than once myself. That said, I fully respect your reasons for doing what you did. One of this week's questions is unrelated to games. I like all the British comics, can't even read properly, of the paper variety, preferring them to American comics. If you were a reader of comics, many classic titles printed in your homeland of course, which ones were your favourites? I've got to admit, I have not read a comic since I was about 10 years old. It's not something that I'm interested in at all. I mean, I watch things like The Walking Dead on TV, which I know are based in comics, but I've never... Ouch! Just moved my leg. Bloody hell. Oh! I've never been into comics at all, but the comics that I loved back in the day, what did I used to read? I mean, there were things like the Beano, what the hell was it called? The Dandy. That was another one. My favourite comics were probably the Wizard and Chips and the Sparky. I don't know if anybody remembers these. I don't think they even make them, no. But yeah, the Wizard and Chips and the Topper. I loved the Topper as well. Or was it called Topper? I think it wasn't. Yeah, it was just Topper. It wasn't the Topper. Loved these. Topper was quite a big... It was kind of like A3 size. It was a larger kind of comic, almost like a newspaper. But the Sparky, Wizard and Chips and Topper, they were my favourite. But I've never looked at a comic for a long time. The other question is, I have a clone Famicom which looks practically identical to the original unit, and I have plenty of original Famicom games that work perfectly on it, and as a result, it's an often used system. I was wondering what your thoughts on clone systems are, and are there any you use on a regular basis? You know what? If it plays the game as well as the original, then I've got no issues at all. I mean, I do constantly harbour on about how I think that the mini systems are great systems because it lets you play the game on a modern TV. You've got none of the fanning about with getting the picture adjusted and SCART cables and all that sort of thing. So I don't actually have any... No, I don't have any non-original machines. All my machines are genuine, yeah. But it's something that it wouldn't bother me in the slightest. It wouldn't bother me in the slightest at all. Not at all. Milthy Swinbuckle. Anyway, sorry, thanks for your question, but I always appreciate you taking time to answer or to ask me questions. Milthy Swinbuckle, great waffle as ever. I won't go into depth, but I really enjoyed the last waffle. I found it inspiring in a way as I'm going through something similar right now, but I totally understand why you altered it. That means a lot, and that's why I do like being myself when I do the waffles. I do like to be honest. I do like to say what I think, but I do completely understand that you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful because at the end of the day, my videos potentially could be watched by anybody. So you have to kind of remember that when I'm making when I do the Friday Waffle, I'm talking to people that I know. Yeah, there's hopefully going to be people who've never seen it before and they'll think, this old guy's actually alright, he's quite entertaining, it's a good way to spend half an hour listening to him talking pish. But yeah, listen, if it kind of helped you at all, Milthy, then that is great. Question for the coming waffle. Bit of a head scratcher this one, but which game or games would you like to see remade that could have been great but were spoiled by bad computer AI? I'm thinking beat 'em ups, fighting games, sports games, perhaps even a shooter. A game, say that was great to a game A game said it was great to play two-player as long as the other player was a human and not the first edition of Skynet. Yeah, I mean there was games. I suppose, if you think about Elite was a great game. Looking at it now, could I play it on the C64? Probably not. I think I would get quite exasperated with it because it was quite jerky. So I suppose if they were to, in fact, I guarantee if they were to bring out Elite on the PlayStation, but just stick to the original graphics, the original gameplay, the buying and selling, don't add anything, I would probably buy it. You know what I mean? There were some games that came out that they were possibly slightly ahead of their time. I mean, I featured a perfect example of that, and it was Rescue and Fractalis. The hardware that it was running on was very limited. And then I did feature a version which came out just recently. It came out this year actually, and it's on the PC, and it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Is it a better game? Probably not, but it does look better. So yeah, you've got the grunt, you've got the horsepower, you've got the speed of current hardware that we never had back in the day. So some games that required speed are always going to be good. I mean, I've played a few games under emulation, like on the Spectrum, whatever, and it's been a wee bit slow. And I love the fact that with emulation, I can just increase the speed to 125%, and the game becomes a better game. So I love the fact that you can do that. I mean, a game I have said I would love to see an update of is Way of the Exploding Fist, but they've got to stick to the same gameplay. Don't fanny about and change game mechanics. Way of the Exploding Fist, same sound effects, but just make the graphics look more realistic. But it has to be the same. And Rocket Ball, I think Rocket Ball would really be nice if they brought out a new version of it. Modern graphics, but again, stick to the same gameplay. That would be excellent. So, Milfy, thank you very, very much, sir. Ox, here's a bit of a deep question for next waffle. Have you ever given thought to what you might have spent your spare time doing had you lived in an earlier age, or if computers had never become a thing? There's also something about people involved in retro computing that most of us seem faithful to the interest, not just because it was something we did when we were young, but it was something that has helped us through tough times. Well, you know what, you're absolutely right. I mean, computer games have been a huge part of my life. Really have. They've been a massive, massive part of my life. Since I got into them in 1983, I've... excuse me a little second, I'm just... I need to actually start cutting this short. I'll need to finish this and get away. I've got to pick my daughter up. Yeah, I've been into computer games since 1983, and here I am in 2019. What would that be? 36 years later, I'm still playing video games, and here I am talking to mates. I have made so many friends and had so many wonderful times through computers. So yeah, what would I have? You're absolutely right, Neil. I mean, I actually don't play many video games. Have I played any video games this week? I played Xenocrisis for a short time. That's the only game I've played all week. I don't really play video games now, but I like to talk about it. And that sounds odd coming from somebody who's got a YouTube channel, but that's the bottom line. I just like talking about it. It's a hobby, it's a thing that I like to reminisce about. But I have made so many friends, good friendships over the years, that it's part of me. Video games is a big part of who I am. What would I have done if I didn't get into computers? You know what, it's something I've thought about, and I can't actually imagine what I would have done. I might have been a better runner. I might have stuck with running more than I have. I don't know, might have got out my bike more, I might have read more books, I might have been a bit more creative, I might have written a book, I don't know. It's hard to say, Neil, because if I was to basically cancel, remove everything, i.e. like Back to the Future, if I was to remove everything in in the last 36 years that was related to gaming, then there would be so much in my life. In fact, all my pals, all my half my friendship circle wouldn't exist because I met them and got pals with them through video games. So yeah, it's a mental one when you think about it, Neil. I mean, you and I wouldn't be mates, you know what I mean? But I owe a lot to video games. I have got back so much more than I've put in, you know, really. And finally, down the rabbit hole. Hi Alan, everyone on YouTube is worried about this new COPA ruling from America's FTC. Have you looked into it and are you concerned, especially since you monetize? As I've said, Kevin, yeah, I didn't actually know what this was until I read your comment and I did a wee bit Googling, I watched a few videos. It is a bit concerning, and as I said, if it's something that I think it's going to affect me, then I would just take my channel down and I would maybe just put out, well, I don't think, I would just be very careful about what I talk about. Personally, I don't think I'm going to be affected with it because I don't think any of my videos appeal to people, children, but you never know. On a lighter note, you have an Atari 400 computer. How hard is it to type on the membrane keyboard? It's not good, Kevin, I'll be honest, it's not good. It's not as spongy as the Spectrum. I don't know if you've ever tried a Spectrum. It's not as spongy, but I think I'm trying to actually remember, I don't think there's any real tactile movement in it. Or maybe there is, I can't remember exactly. I think there is a wee bit movement. Not to the same extent as the Spectrum, but it's better than the ZX81. That was just a film and you press it. And this is the same, but I believe it is slightly better. But I'll be honest with you, Kevin, I've not used it for such a long time, which is bad. Thirdly, do you have any of the Pong type consoles that were released in the 1970s, and more importantly an old TV you can still connect it to? I did do a video maybe about 6 months ago where I have got it's called a Binatone TV game. It isn't the original one I had, but it was the same as the one I had, if that makes any sense. I mean, I acquired it about 10 years ago, and I tried to, myself and my mate Neil, we made a video trying to play it, trying to get it tuned, and we simply could not get it to tune in at all. So yeah, it's not something I can use because I can't physically get a picture. We did manage to get a picture, but it was bloody awful. And finally, going back to a grim discussion, Metal Jesus posted on Twitter an announcement that he's going to be stopping videos for a while as he takes care of personal stuff. You did a similar hiatus from videos for a few months. Did you find it was helpful taking that break and refocusing? Absolutely, Kevin, and I'm kind of going through the same thing at the moment. When real life starts getting on top of you, you've got to give yourself time and space to work around things, and YouTube is one of these. I mean, like I said, I don't make any money, so it's not like I'm losing any money at all with not making videos. So yeah, everybody is going to get to a point where, at some point where they maybe start to run out of their mojo, they start to kind of lose focus, maybe they get a bit bored of what they're doing. That's not the reason why I've taken a step back. I'm just kind of having to focus on other things at the moment. But yeah, I think real life is always going to take precedence over hobbies, and that's what YouTube is for me. Somebody like Metal Jesus, I believe that's his full-time income. So I don't watch his channel, I'll be honest with you. I don't watch it at all. I used to, but I kind of got a bit bored of it. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see why he's done that. But yeah, I think in real life will come along from time to time. and there's always going to be times where you've just got to focus on what's important. And as important as my channel is to me, it doesn't pay my wages. It's always going to be something I'll do when I've got time to do it. You know, so simple as that. So anyway, Kev, thank you very much to your questions, and thanks to everybody that's taken time to answer the questions. As I said, I keep apologising, guys. Apologies for the lack of content. I will hopefully get some time to do some videos next week. I want to get a couple of videos put out. I might try and do a live stream. I might do a live stream tomorrow night. I don't know. What I'll do is, if I am going to do a live stream tomorrow night, it'll be earlier. I don't want, because I need to get to my bed earlier now, because I'm up earlier. So if I am going to do a live stream, it'll be about don't know, maybe 7 o'clock for a couple of hours, something like that. What I'm going to do is, if you don't follow my Facebook page, go and check it out. Mainmeister Facebook page. I'll post in that if I'm going to do a live stream. That's what the plan is, but plans can change. I will try and get some videos put out next week, because I hopefully get a wee bit more time to myself. That's the plan anyway. But anyway, guys, it is 4 o'clock on a Saturday. I better go and get my daughter, go and pick her up. I hope you all have a good weekend, and thanks as always to everybody who supports my channel. I don't mean monetary wise, support it as far as watching my videos, giving me thumbs up, giving me thumbs down. More importantly, taking time to ask me questions. As I said, I do apologise about not answering comments. I will hopefully get back to a stage in my life where I'm able to start interacting a bit better as well. But anyway, guys, finally, thank you very, very much for watching.